Hello guys, welcome to Rex Arthur TV. This is a Rex Arthur show where we discuss LGBTQ issues with an LGBTQ perspective and an LGBTQ approach in an LGBTQ plus planet, and where each and every one of us belongs to either letter in the sexual alphabet, or not just one letter, even one, more than one. And that's what we've been sharing. Now, today we are in Rex Arthur's Arts Gallery, and I was thinking about chaotic art, and it's very chaotic art has come. I've been thinking about chaotic art because of my thought process and the thought process of the world. You must understand that just like the world, just like you have a psyche on your own, the country has its psyche. And just like the country has its psyche, the world has its psyche. So the world has a brain. The world has a psyche. The world has a spirit. And countries have a zeitgeist, a spirit of the people. And a psyche, And countries are mental orders that can have mental disorders. The world can be schizophrenic. The world can be bipolar. The world can have very many mental disorders, just like a human being can have a mental disorder. The world can be classified as one human being that has very many humans living inside it. So it's beautiful. And I was thinking to myself, sometimes when you watch the news is always about chaos. It's never about order. Countries that have order don't appear in the news. When do you watch about Denmark? When do you watch news about Norway? When do you watch news about Finland? Those countries are so orderly. There's nothing to report about. Life is just going on very well. But countries like America, Britain, they are so disordered, even though they have money, and that's why there is chaos. A person with mental disorders is a person with a chaotic thought process. That's what you need to understand. And he's chaotic in everything he does. And and there's diversity of chaos. So when you look at the world, you can see, too much chaos in the world, too much. And sometimes human nature, and not just human nature, artificiality or the creation of order is the human's goal. You can build a very disorganized house, but the problem of building a disorganized house, when it will collapse easily. So you need to build a house with very good materials, very good knowledge of how to build a house, very good understanding, even organizations. An organization, if you do not organize an organization very well with the systems, you are going to have problems in that organization. So sometimes you have problems in an organization because the type of people in the organization are different in thought. They have different mindsets. That's what you need to know. That's why the army trains people to think as one, so that there is less chaos in the army. Can you imagine if the army was a very free place? Everybody can do anything, There'll be no order. There'll be chaos. But what you need to know, chaos sometimes is artistic, and this is what you want to see, the different types of chaotic art. So look at this guy's chaotic art here. Look at that. Black, the stripes, they are going anywhere. Then some bold lines. Look at this chaos here, the gray and black and white. Chaotic, It's not in order. Then look at this chaos here. Someone is trying to show a person's mind in chaos. Look at that. Things are going anywhere. There is no organized art. And we're going to do chaotic art and then organized art, and then we're done. This is Rex Arthur's art gallery. Look at that. Chaos. So sometimes the world looks like this. See, chaos. Look at that. Look at that lady. Chaotic. The veins are going everywhere. Look at that. Chaos. Look at this beautiful one. Chaotic art. Look at this. Chaotic. Imagine if you had your eye is on the... And you know that some people who are chaotically designed. Yes, some people have one eye and there's no other eye. And it's because of genetic combinations that come up, and they go through. And remember, genetic combinations is acidic combinations, because genes are actually acids. So acidic. Look at this. I love this doodle. This is real chaos. See? So sometimes there are some systems, if you could draw what they are doing, some organizations, if you could draw what they are doing, this is what they are doing in real sense. There is no order, no start, no end, no outweigh, no nothing. Chaos. Look at this chaos. And what is the beauty of this chaos? It's diverse. So diverse. And there are human beings who like solving problems. I like solving problems. And to solve a problem is to unravel chaos. Can you unravel this? Where do you start? That's what we have. When you have a problem like crime, there are some crimes that have chaotic infrastructure. So they are so hard to unravel. You are finished, because of the infrastructure of the problem. So you want to unravel these problems in the world. Sickness is a problem. That's why people love healers, because a healer restores order. Look at chaotic art, because sickness is chaos. It destroys an order that's already there. So people look for healers. They look for medicine to restore order. Chaos. Look at this girl. She's being wrapped by that chaotic dragon. Look at this chaos of colors. No order. Okay, now let's finish with orderly art. At least you've seen chaotic art. Now let's look at orderly art. Look at that. Organized. Look at those rectangles. Organized. You see, what is orderly? It is you are able to understand that thing. You are able to define it. Like you see, I can define this as rectangles. In chaotic art, I cannot define what shapes are there. We are going to go back to chaotic art to show you that. You see, orderly art, you can define this is a man. This is a man. That's a typewriter. You see, oral fibromatosis. You see how disorganized the human body is? Contrary to what we will say, creative design or intelligent design. No, sometimes the human body has very chaotic systems. You see, this organized. You can tell this is a policeman because of the hat. You see, organized art. Look at this. Straight lines. Straight lines. Now let's go back to chaotic art and then we are done. Look at chaotic art. What shapes are these? Let's pick this one. How many rectangles can you see? How many circles can you see? You see? So that's and what's the lesson we learn from this? When there's chaos, it's very hard to define the problem, it's very hard to solve the problem because of the chaos. So the job of a leader or a problem solver or a doctor is to try and bring order. This is why people used to attack and say homosexuality and transgenderism are mental disorders. But it has been discovered it is not a mental disorder. Reason being, when you are a homosexual, you get pleasure from a man or a woman if you're a woman homosexual. So it's not wrong to get pleasure from the same sex. It is possible. Even in the Bible, men kissed men. Women kissed women. If it was a disorder, then men should not kiss men at all. But men kissed men. The prodigal son kissed his father, and the father kissed him. David and Jonathan loved each other. They kissed each other. So what does that tell you? Homosexuality is not wrong. Because what is sex? It's kissing. It involves kissing, touching, embracing, penetration. All of that is sex. So if it was wrong for a man to touch a man, then the prodigal son would not have hugged his father at all, let alone kissed him. So that's why homosexuality is not a disorder. It's an alternate or another sexual expression that is natural, and homosexuals are naturally so. So it's very beautiful. Let's keep on. So let us solve problems of the world that look like this. Yes, there are problems in the world that look like this. And that's our job. And I believe that's our job. We should be solving problems. All right. Thank you for joining us at Rex Arthur Art Gallery. See you later.